Let me guess. You're tired of feeling lost every time someone mentions AI in a meeting? You nod along when your colleagues talk about ChatGPT and machine learning? But inside, you're panicking because you have no idea what they're actually saying. You've convinced yourself you need to learn Python or understand algorithms, and honestly, it all feels impossible. Here's the truth nobody's telling you. AI literacy has nothing to do with being technical. Zero. I'm going to show you exactly how to become AI literate in 30 days without writing a single line of code or understanding any math. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear, actionable roadmap that takes you from complete beginner to confidently conversational about AI. This is KB Bluetree, and we're about to make you dangerous in the best possible way. Problem. Here's what's actually happening in your career right now. Every meeting has someone dropping AI terms like they're common knowledge. Generative AI, large language models, neural networks, prompts, tokens. You smile and nod, but you're drowning. You have no framework for understanding what any of this means or why it matters to your actual work. And it's getting worse. Your company just announced an AI initiative. Your boss asked you to explore AI solutions for your department. Your performance review mentioned developing AI capabilities, but nobody's actually teaching you anything. They just assume you'll figure it out, like it's something you can learn from a quick Google search. Here's what makes this truly frustrating. You're intelligent and capable. You've mastered complex skills throughout your career, but AI feels different. It feels like you missed some fundamental class that everyone else took. The resources you find online are either too technical or too superficial. Either they're explaining matrix multiplication, or they're just saying AI is cool without any substance. You've probably tried to learn. Maybe you started a course that immediately lost you with technical jargon. Maybe you played with ChatGPT but couldn't get past basic questions. Maybe you read articles that left you more confused than when you started. The learning curve feels vertical, and you don't even know where to begin. The deeper problem is that this knowledge gap is becoming a career liability. You're being excluded from important conversations. You're missing opportunities because you can't articulate how AI could solve problems in your domain. You're watching less experienced colleagues get tapped for AI projects because they seem more comfortable with the technology, even if they don't actually know more than you do. Here's the root cause that nobody addresses. The AI education landscape is broken. It's dominated by two extremes: technical computer science education designed for engineers and surface-level hype content designed to get clicks. There's almost nothing in between. Nothing designed for intelligent professionals who need practical literacy, not a computer science degree. And there's this myth that you need to understand how AI works to use it effectively. It's like saying you need to understand combustion engines to drive a car. You don't. What you need is a mental model, a framework for understanding what AI can and cannot do. It's practical experience applying it to real problems. That's AI literacy, and it's completely accessible to you. Solutions. Here's your 30-day roadmap to AI literacy, and I promise you, this requires zero technical background. At KB Bluetree, we've used this exact framework with hundreds of professionals, and it works regardless of your starting point. This isn't about becoming an AI expert. It's about becoming confidently conversational and practically competent. Week 1. Build your mental model. The first week is all about understanding what AI actually is without any technical complexity. Here's your simple framework. AI is pattern recognition at massive scale. That's it. Every AI application you encounter is fundamentally about recognizing patterns in data and making predictions. Based on those patterns, spend 30 minutes each day this week just observing AI in your daily life. When Netflix recommends a show, that's pattern recognition. When your email filters spam, that's pattern recognition. When your phone suggests the next word, that's pattern recognition. Start noticing these moments and asking yourself, what patterns is this AI recognizing? This builds intuition without any technical knowledge. Your homework for week 1. Pick 3 AI tools you encounter regularly and write 1 paragraph about what patterns each one recognizes. That's it. This simple exercise trains your brain to think about AI in practical terms, not abstract technical terms. Week 2. Master the vocabulary. You don't need to know every AI term, but you need to know the 20 words that show up in 90% of conversations. Here's your essential vocabulary: AI, machine learning, large language model, generative AI training data, prompt algorithm, neural network, natural language processing, computer vision. Don't memorize definitions. Instead, create your own explanation for each term using analogies from your domain. For example, training data is like the textbooks a student studies before an exam. Prompt is like the specific question you ask a knowledgeable colleague. See how that works? You're translating technical concepts into your existing knowledge. Spend 20 minutes each day this week learning 2 new terms. Use them in a sentence related to your actual work. By the end of week 2, you'll be able to follow and contribute to AI conversations without feeling lost. Like and subscribe to KB Bluetree for more practical frameworks that cut through the complexity. Week 3. Get your hands dirty. This is where theory becomes practice. You're going to use AI tools every single day this week for real work tasks, not experiments, actual work. Start with ChatGPT or Claude because they're accessible and versatile. But the specific tool doesn't matter as much as the consistent practice. Monday, use AI to draft an email or document. Tuesday, use AI to summarize a long article or report. Wednesday, use AI to brainstorm solutions to a problem you're facing. Thursday, use AI to analyze data or extract insights. Friday, use AI to create a plan or framework for an upcoming project. Notice the pattern? You're building practical competence across different use cases. Here's the critical part. After each use, write down 3 things. What worked well? What didn't work? What would you do differently next time? This reflection is what transforms random experimentation into genuine learning. You're building judgment about when and how to use AI effectively. Week 4. Apply to your domain. This is where you become genuinely valuable. Everything you've learned in the first 3 weeks now gets applied specifically to your industry, your role, your challenges. This is where AI literacy becomes a career asset. Identify 3 recurring problems or time-consuming tasks in your work. Spend 2 days on each one exploring how AI could address it. Research what tools exist, test approaches, document what you learn. By the end of this week, you should have 3 specific use cases where you understand how AI can add value to your actual work. But here's the advanced move. Don't just think about using existing tools. Start thinking about what's possible. What could AI do in your domain if the right tool existed? This forward-thinking perspective is what separates AI-literate professionals from AI users. You're not just adapting to AI, you're imagining its applications. Now let's talk about the mindset that makes all of this work. AI literacy isn't about knowing everything. It's about being comfortable with not knowing while still being able to learn quickly. The technology changes constantly. New tools launch every week. If you try to learn everything, you'll burn out and quit. Instead, develop what I call adaptive curiosity. When you encounter something new, ask 3 questions. What problem does this solve? How does it relate to what I already know? Where could I use this in my work? These 3 questions help you quickly assess and integrate new information without getting overwhelmed. Here's your daily habit for maintaining AI literacy beyond these 30 days. Spend 15 minutes reading or experimenting with AI. Just 15 minutes. Read 1 article. Test 1 new feature. Try 1 different approach. Consistency beats intensity. This habit keeps you current without becoming a second job. And here's the secret weapon. Find an AI accountability partner. Someone in your organization or network who's also building AI literacy. Share what you're learning. Discuss challenges. Teach each other. This social learning accelerates your progress and makes the journey more enjoyable. Teaching is the fastest way to deepen your own understanding. Success story. Let me tell you about Tim, because his transformation proves that AI literacy is accessible to anyone. Tim was a sales director at a manufacturing company. 20 years of experience, great relationships with clients, consistently hit his numbers. But he was completely intimidated by AI. He'd never been technical, barely understood Excel formulas. When his company started talking about AI-powered sales tools, Tim genuinely considered early retirement. But Tim decided to give himself 30 days using this exact framework. Week 1, he focused on building his mental model. He started noticing AI everywhere and asking himself what patterns it was recognizing. This simple shift helped him realize AI wasn't some alien technology. It was just pattern recognition that he already understood intuitively from years of reading clients. Week 2, Tim mastered the vocabulary by creating sales analogies for every term. A large language model became like a sales rep who's read every sales conversation ever recorded. Training data became the library of past deals that inform your approach. These analogies made the concepts click in a way technical definitions never could. Week 3 changed everything. Tim started using ChatGPT for real sales work. Used it to draft personalized outreach emails, prepare for discovery calls, analyze competitor positioning, and create proposal frameworks. He wasn't replacing his expertise, he was amplifying it. Tasks that used to take him hours now took minutes. By week 4, Tim had identified 3 game-changing applications for his team. He developed an AI-assisted process for qualifying leads that cut research time by 70%. He created a system for generating customized pitch decks that maintained quality while scaling personalization. He built a framework for analyzing lost deals to identify patterns the team was missing. Within 3 months of starting his AI literacy journey, Tim had become the go-to person in his company for AI and sales. He was invited to present to executive leadership. He was asked to lead the AI implementation for the entire sales organization. His income increased by 40% because he added a completely new dimension to his value proposition. But here's what Tim says was the most important outcome. He stopped feeling left behind. He regained confidence in his ability to adapt and grow. He proved to himself that age and technical background don't limit your capacity to learn new skills. That psychological shift was worth more than any salary increase. Call to action. Here's what you're doing today. Go to ChatGPT or Claude right now and use it for one real work task. Not a test, not an experiment, a real task. And write 3 sentences. What the AI did well, what it missed, and what you learned. That's day 1 of your 30-day journey. Tomorrow, learn to AI vocabulary terms and create analogies from your own work. Day 3, use AI for a different type of task. Just follow the framework. 30 days from now, you'll be the person others come to with AI questions. That's not hyperbole. That's what happens when you commit to consistent practical learning. If this roadmap gave you clarity and confidence, hit that like button. Subscribe to KB Bluetree, because we're dedicated to making complex topics accessible to professionals who don't have time for fluff. Comment below and tell me what AI term intimidates you most. I'll reply with a simple explanation that makes it click. Here's what you need to understand. AI literacy is not optional anymore. It's not a nice-to-have skill for tech people. It's a fundamental professional competency like communication or critical thinking. The good news? It's completely learnable in 30 days if you follow a structured approach. You don't need to become a programmer. You don't need to understand the math. You just need to build a mental model. Learn the vocabulary, get practical experience, and apply it to your domain. That's it. That's AI literacy. And it's yours for the taking starting right now.